Hello there. In this brief video we're going to be looking at solving equations with denominators. Let's look at the most basic sort. X over 3 equals 5. Yeah, it's an equation in which we have a number here at the bottom, a denominator. And the way we solve the equation is we get rid of that by multiplying the whole equation by 3 to give x, because x divided by 3 times 3 equals x equals 15. Now, a slightly more complex one would be where we have the unknown, the variable, the letter in other words, on the bottom. How do you solve this equation? Well, we do it by getting, we get rid of the x from the bottom by multiplying the whole equation by x to give 5, because 5 divided by x times x is 5 equals 4x. And from there, we'd finish off by taking the coefficient, the number in front of x, and putting it underneath to give 5 over 4 is what x is equal to. Now, a next step up in difficulty would be one like this. 3 over x plus 1 equals 2. Now, the intent is the same. We're going to first get rid of the denominator, but in this case it's an expression. So I multiply both sides by x plus 1. 3 divided by x plus 1 times x plus 1 becomes 3. And it's equal to 2 times x plus 1. Now what I'm going to do here is, I'm now going to expand the bracket. So you get 3, must be consistent with my colours. Blue is what the pupil should be writing. 3 is equal to 2x plus 2, take 2 from both sides, so 1 is equal to 2x, and take the number in front of x and put it underneath. So 1 over 2, or a half, is what x must be equal to. Right, now let's start moving towards equations that are similar to the ones we're going to get at in the higher paper. Here we go, x plus 1 over 5 minus x minus 2 over 3 equals 4. Now, the technique's slightly different here because I don't have a single denominator. So what I do is I simplify the left-hand side. Now, if you've seen my video on simplifying expressions, algebraic expressions with denominators, you remember what we do is we multiply the denominators together and then we cross multiply. Now, be alert to that minus sign there, okay? That has an impact. Right, let's go through that then. So we're going to get 3, open brackets, x plus 1, close brackets. Now the 5 becomes minus 5 because of that. So we've got minus 5, brackets, x minus 2. Just to recap, strictly speaking, and it would help everybody, we should have drawn brackets around those. And that's all over 5 times 3. How do we proceed further? Well, we expand the brackets in the numerator, so we get 3x plus 3, and then minus 5 times x is minus 5x, and minus 5 times minus 2 is plus 10. That's all over 15. Simplify the numerator, so gather together the x's. 3x. Take away 5x is minus 2x. And then gather together the constant terms, the numbers in the numerator. Plus 3 add 10 is plus 13. So minus 2x plus 13, my mistake, over 15 equals. Now, this is where the right-hand side comes in again, is equal to 4. And now, and only now, do I multiply both sides by 15. So we get minus 2x plus 13 equals 60. Take 13 from both sides. We'll move it to the right-hand side. Just give me a second. And we get minus 2x equals 60, take away 13 is 47, and then we finish off x is equal to 47 over minus 2. The minus 2 here being the number in front of x. And then we'll change that to a mixed number. 2 goes into 47, 23, remainder 1, so it's 23 and 1/2, and it was minus 2, so it's minus 23 and a half. Right, lastly, we're going to look at an A-star question. Let's go right up to the beginning again, and just bear with me a second. Right, here's the equation, and it's an A-star question. We've got 6 over x minus 1 minus, they often, almost always put that minus sign in to try and catch you out when you cross multiply, over x plus 3 equals 1. So, how do we go about solving that? Well, same technique, we're going to multiply the denominators together and then cross multiply, being alert to that minus there. So we're simplifying the left hand side. Let's see what we get. X plus 3 times 6, I write as 6x plus 3. Remember, when you multiply, the order's unimportant. Now, x minus 1, and I'll just stress again, it's the whole expression here. You know, wouldn't life be easier if we took the time and effort to put those brackets in? And we get x minus 1 times minus 4. And be careful when you expand that. All over x minus 1 times x plus 3. I'm not going to multiply that out at this stage. It's not absolutely necessary, though I will have to in the end. Okay, now I expand, oh, beg your pardon, and that was equal to 1. Right, expanding the numerator, I get 6x plus 18, and then minus 4 times x is minus 4x, and then minus 4 times minus 1 is plus 4, all over. Let's expand the denominator. I get x times x, I get x plus 3. I get minus 1 times x, and I get x plus, minus 1 times plus 3. So it's going to be x squared. At the end, it's going to be whatever minus 1 times plus 3 is, which is minus 3. Now in the middle, here's the quick way when both the x terms are just x. Add the constant terms, the num terms together. Plus, minus 1 plus 3 is plus 2. So it's going to be plus 2 in front of the middle term. Equals 1. Now all I have to do next is just simplify the numerator. So we've got 6x, take away 4x, so it's going to be 2x. And then gather together the constant terms. Plus 22, all over x squared plus 2x minus 3, and that's equal to 1. And now I have a single denominator, so I multiply the whole equation by x squared plus 2x minus 3. Sorry about that. What do I get on the left hand side? I get 2x plus 22 equals, fortunately it's just a 1 here, so I'm just going to get x squared plus 2x minus 3, the thing I multiplied by. Now, how do we proceed further? This is generally worth a lot of marks in the exam. Well, I turn it into a quadratic, so I get all the terms on the left and move them across to the right so that I have 0 on the left. So we've got 0 is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 3 minus the 2x I moved minus 22. In other words, you're left with x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Now this is an interesting one because we've got the difference of two squares here. I factorise now this quadratic, so it's going to be x plus 5, x minus 5, that equals 0, and from that I can deduce that the solutions to the equation are that x equals minus 5, because that would make this bracket here. If x was minus 5, then the first bracket would be 0 and the whole expression would be 0, or x is equal to plus 5. Okay, Thank you for listening. Just one quick note before I depart. You'll often find, though, that the right-hand side isn't a difference of two squares. It'll be a quadratic, which you'll have to factorise with 3 terms. Okay, thank you for listening.